to everybody present here. Thank you so much, Rotary Club of Coimbatore, for this honor. It is truly a privilege to be one of the recipients today. A big congratulations to all the fellow awardees. I still remember when Pradeep called me with saying that there's a youth icon award being given. I was sitting and eating belting biryani next to my friend actually, and he's also from Rotary, sitting here. So I remember telling him, "Par in the Rotary the awards la kudukranga, unga Rotary paathu konja kathukonga appdinu sonna." He's sitting right here. I think he's gotten the message again. And Dr. Chitra, congratulations on being the first woman president for Rotary. I'm sure it's the first of many. It's a huge honor. Many more to come, I'm sure. So there's, like Pradeep joked, I do multiple things on an everyday basis. Currently, I am a director at Lands & Lands, a real estate services company. I also run a networking community for women called the Women Networking Club. I run an NGO. It's a legally registered name called Vajra Foundation. I have two initiatives under that. One is Dogs of Coimbatore, the other is Clean Coimbatore. I have two volunteering roles that I've taken up this year. One is I co-chaired Coimbatore Villa, the recently concluded Coimbatore Villa, and the other one is I head the Indian Women Network, CII's Women Wing, recently relaunched in Coimbatore, and I'm the convener for 2025 to 2026. So that's a bit of what I do. I do some other things as well, and one of the most important projects that I have this year, as mentioned in the video earlier, is working on this project basically to bring clean restrooms, not especially for women, because it's harder for us to find clean restrooms, especially when you're out, you're traveling, or you're just outside of your home, of course, but also decided to include the men as well. So a bit of I was given clear instructions not to give any lectures, so I'm just going to talk about three important things that I've learned from my personal journey. And so everybody remembers their first goal. All of you remember your first goal in your life? You set a goal. My first goal was to become school pupil leader. So in almost every year in class, I'd become class leader, and automatically that meant, in 10th grade, becoming school pupil leader was my first ever goal. And I had started before that playing tennis at the age of 8. So I know right now you probably can't make out that I'm a tennis player, but I have Obli right here to attest to that. We used to play tennis together, so we've known each other for almost 20-25 years probably. So I used to play tennis, and I participated in my first Indian level tournament, and it was when I was 14. I played smaller tournaments before that, and played my first national level tournament, and I ended up winning the tournament. So my dad immediately took me to Bangalore for the second tournament. I didn't do too well in the singles, but ended up coming out to the finals in doubles. So at that time, my dad saw a full-time tennis academy in Bangalore and decided to move me, right? So I was completely against going to a hostel, and did not see myself living anywhere outside of home, and also I was holding on very strong to my goal of becoming school pupil leader. So I had to move. I didn't really have a choice, and I moved when I was 14, and apart from hating the fact that my goal, my first goal won't come true, there was major culture shock when I moved to Bangalore, right? Being Coimbatore, you're used to small little things. We come from a small town life, and then moving to a metro like Bangalore was very difficult. I didn't really get along with my peers. I was bullied majorly for, the way I talked, the way I ate, the way I dressed, name it, and I was bullied for it. And it was a very, very tough time. And innately, I'm not, like a very active, very athletic person, right? Innately, like I'm actually a lazy person. So put a lazy person, and I'm homesick, and I have to go through all of this, and then put them in a professional sport, playing full time, was very, very difficult. And this is it was a very tough time for me to adjust to Bangalore and everything that came with it. But tennis also taught me a lot of things that that's made me the person I am today. Tennis also, I traveled a lot, I explored a lot, I competed. I think, the never give up attitude, working hard till, there have been times when we pushed too much to our limits that we've thrown up on the court. You test your abilities, you test your complete, your mental strength. So tennis gave me that. And tennis has truly shaped me to be the person I am today. So even though those hardships were there, I realized that everything, although I may not have become the school pupil leader, and if I would have, I might have been happy then, but I don't know if that would have given me that would have shaped me to be the person that I am today. And what tennis taught me to this day, is helpful in life, playing a sport professionally. And that's why I always encourage everybody I see to play a sport at any level. You don't have to go pro, you don't have to, play every day, but sport teaches you so much in life that you can use it in all aspects, right? So something that my biggest takeaway at that point was that everything doesn't have to go to plan. Sometimes you have a plan and it may not go to plan, but you can always you'll always find out later that there was something much bigger in store for you. So wherever you are, taking that, giving it your 100% is what matters the most. And that was one of my biggest takeaways through my tennis journey. Fast forward to 2022, I started two very important initiatives of my life, and one is Women Networking Club, which is basically a networking platform for women, and it was a very passion-led project. On the very same day, I launched my NGO as well, especially for community dogs. I love dogs. I have 4 at home, and so one is a for-profit, which is Women Networking Club, and the other is a non-profit. And I actually get that from my dad and mom. My dad is a first-generation entrepreneur, so the entrepreneurial side comes from him, and then my mother is, somebody who will drop everything and go to help somebody if somebody is in need, and I get the non-profit, the helping thing, the societal thing from her. So 2 initiatives that I started that are extremely, important to this day that I put my heart and soul into. Women Networking Club, in fact, the last time I stood at this very stage, exactly here I was one of the participants at pitch competition that I hosted, and I was one of the finalists. And something I learned that day was there are 2 ways to losing. One is you give it everything you have and you lose. And then there's something where you've not given your best and you still lose, right? And usually you feel bad if you've lost something. But that day I learned that if you've given your 100% and you still lose, you just weren't as good as your competitors that day, right? So that day I was actually happy because I knew I gave it my all. So that was one big takeaway I had that day, and something that actually changed my life in many ways. So my takeaway from my so basically WNC, Women Networking Club, and Dogs of Coimbatore, although these initiatives, I didn't see through how much or the end point of it. What I realized is that your passion, following your passion and then staying through it is extremely important, and you need to stick with it, just like, one of the fellow awardees mentioned before. And whatever it is that you dream to do, if your intentions are right, if you have the right goal in mind, if you're genuine about what it is that you need, you'll find a way. Especially with my Dogs of Coimbatore initiative, where we work with community dogs. In the last 2.5 years, my NGO has facilitated the birth control surgeries of exactly 11,666 dogs. And I didn't know that I would be here 3 years later talking about it. I didn't know. I had no sponsors telling me that, we would donate to your NGO. But what I realized is that if you want something badly enough, and if you set your mind to it, things will find a way. It will definitely fall in place, and that's exactly what happened with my NGO. My third takeaway, that something that something that I hold very close to and I tell people wherever I go, is that knowing the kind of people around you and setting, being around the kind of people that inspire you and that make you a better person. So sadly, I went through a marriage that didn't last, and that came up, there was a period when I realized, okay, I need to kind of analyze, people that I am kind of hanging out with and, spending time with. And that's when I realized that maybe that these are the people that are not really that, that I need to keep around me, because your dreams, your visions and your goals, they all have to match. They have to align with the people that you spend every day with. And having that right kind of support system, like I think Priyanka mentioned earlier, is extremely important, having that right support system. So from my therapist to, my friends, my colleagues, my mentor, my parents, everybody, I realized that, getting them right is extremely important. To this day, I make sure that, I put myself in rooms where I am probably the least successful person, right? And that always makes me want to do more. It makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. And that pushes me and drives me every single day to do better, because, you are in what rooms you put yourself in. You are the people who you surround yourself with. And, I have some of my friends sitting here who help me every day in everything that I do. They cheer me on, they encourage me, they tell me when I'm going wrong, where I'm going wrong. And I have my dad who's sitting here for the first time, who's I didn't expect to see him here. I think I was prepared differently if I thought my dad was going to come to the event. But thank you, thank you for being my support system. So yeah, that's my third takeaway, from my life, that I've learned that who you surround yourself with is extremely important, and that will make or break you, right? So that's extremely extremely important point that I wanted to share. So again, I want to thank Rotary for the opportunity. And so another thing I missed right now is I don't play tennis anymore, but I am now playing pickleball. I think everybody would know pickleball. I wanted to share this quote that ChatGPT gave me, actually, but something that I really related to. Said, my life has been a mix of tennis courts, community dogs, women entrepreneurs, pickleball tournaments, leadership roles, and chasing personal goals. And if that's the story that inspires someone out there, then everything has actually been worth it. Thank you, Rotary, for seeing potential in a girl who just kept raising her hand whenever the world asked for it. Thanks once again for the opportunity, and congratulations to everybody again.